Title: She said it was just innocent attention, not cheating. She insisted we were together every single day, leaving no room for cheating on me. But later on, I discovered the truth. Fast forward to when I realized that trusting my instincts was the best decision I could make. Hello everyone. We will be back with another story, and as always, if this is the first time you know my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss new videos. You've read the title, so let's dive in. The story begins with, "Hey there, I've been a listener for a while and finally decided to share my story. This happened some time ago, but it offers a deep dive into the mind of a woman. I figured the listeners would find it interesting. It's a long read, so I apologize, but trust me, it's worth it. If anyone isn't red-pilled after this, they might just be ignoring the truth. Fellas, remember this phrase, all women can be like that." Sorry for the long post, but let's get into it. It was 2015, and I had just landed my first major job after college. With a degree in psychology, I started working at a mental health clinic for at-risk teens. The staff was a mix of young professionals, no one younger than 22 or older than 30. I was a shy guy who didn't socialize much, but over time, I bonded with my coworkers due to the intense nature of the job. We dealt with kids attempting suicide almost daily, so it was emotionally draining. After weeks of my boss, Chuck, who became a good friend, begging me to join him for drinks after work, I finally caved. Drinking became a way to cope with the stress. Our small group of work friends expanded to include about 16 of us, all young and single. We'd hit the bar after work and stay out late. One day, a colleague, Steve, joked in front of everyone that my coworker, Tanya, and I had undeniable chemistry and should just start dating. We both blushed as everyone else teased us, then gradually left us alone together. That night, Tanya and I ended up talking in my car until morning. She was beautiful and easy to talk to, and I admitted I liked her. I had recently started going to the gym and felt more confident, though still haunted by a previous relationship where I had been cheated on by my ex with someone far less attractive than me. But that's the past. Tanya was even more attractive, and I couldn't believe she was into me. We started dating soon after, and it was intense. We spent every day together, even at work, to the point where Chuck had to remind us to keep things professional or risk losing our jobs. The sex was amazing, the kind you only dream about. We were inseparable, and everything seemed perfect, until it wasn't. I had planned a romantic dinner for us one Friday, but then Chuck offered us 2 tickets to a hockey game that night. When I suggested we go together, Tanya oddly encouraged me to go with Chuck instead. It felt off, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Despite my gut telling me otherwise, I ignored the warning signs, and we went to the game together after some convincing. That evening at Tanya's place, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. While she showered, I noticed her phone on the table. My paranoia from being cheated on before was eating at me, and though I wanted to trust her, I decided to check her phone. I quickly scrolled through her messages and saw nothing unusual, until I came across a contact named Craig. Their conversation was flirty, dating back to the day I asked Tanya to be my girlfriend. My heart sank. I confronted her, and she initially denied knowing Craig, but eventually admitted he was just a friend from college. She claimed she didn't mention him because she knew I was paranoid from my past relationship. She assured me nothing physical happened and that she just enjoyed the attention. I was devastated, but she gaslit me, saying we were together every day, so when could she have cheated? She apologized, claiming it was just texts and that it wouldn't happen again. I wanted to believe her, but my instincts told me otherwise. Over the next 2 years, there were more red flags, like finding another man's basketball shorts at her place, which she tried to explain away as a thrift store purchase. Despite my doubts, I stayed, deluding myself into thinking things would get better. But the final straw came when she accidentally called me Steve's name in bed, the same Steve who had joked about our chemistry. She denied it, but I was done. I broke up with her and focused on myself, hitting the gym harder and enjoying my freedom. I even hooked up with one of Tanya's friends from work, who confided in her about me. Eventually, Tanya tried to reconnect, but I wasn't interested. I told her to leave me alone, and when a new guy, a nice guy who started working with us, began showing interest in her, I warned him, but he didn't listen. Sure enough, she started preying on him too. Eventually, I moved on to a new job and didn't look back. Months later, a mutual friend told me Tanya had cheated on the new guy, who was now a wreck. Then, out of the blue, Tanya messaged me wanting to hang out. I agreed, but only to get some revenge. We met up, had drinks, and ended up back at my place. Afterward, while we were lying in bed, she said she still had hopes of us getting back together. I casually mentioned that PNG, the new guy, said hi. She was confused, but I didn't elaborate. She left and I never heard from her again. Thanks for reading. I came out on top, and I'm glad I trusted my gut in the end. Let me know what you think about this story in the comments, and if you want to share your own story, send it to Lessons from Life. I'll catch you guys in the next one.